This lawsuit is so long. It's so many, it's so many things that, he's claiming Diddy did.
We had intercourse. Who you had intercourse with Diddy be Buster brother. You crushing a many individuals. It seems to be the adventure of the business monstrous movement took one more wild turn with Orlando earthy colored approaching, with the most stunning cases about his cozy contribution with numerous unmistakable SBS in a genuine second gotten on camera. The previous Disney star professed to have been sincerely associated with a few figures including Diddy, Drake, Usher, and B. Woe. Now it might look very horrifying for the entire media outlet in light of the fact that these cases showed up simultaneously as coercive demonstrations, including other notable people inside the business surfaces. Certain individuals are expert controllers. I've watched him since 5 years of age. Well, Orlando Brown is known for spilling probably the strangest things on camera, and most of individuals has consistently considered him to be a consideration searcher, yet as allegations against strong figures in the diverse Ion world keep on mounting, with Diddy being at the front line with his new claim, and this time from a man. More individuals are starting to see earthy colored declarations from an alternate perspective. Evidently he made endeavors to reveal insight into the unavoidable issues tormenting the business for quite a long time. Yet individuals were simply chuckling at him now. Many individuals keep thinking about whether Orlando was constrained into taking part in compromising experiences with other celebs on the grounds that the rundown of his claimed of his supposed sweethearts is somewhat noteworthy. Goodness, you had intercourse to Drake and Feline Williams. Terrence Howard. Usher is a gusher, so we should plunge into the story to find out where's reality as of late. A video clasp of that Raven star talking about individuals in the business he purportedly had intercourse surfaced on the web and promptly became viral in the clasp. Brown was heard posting Diddy, Drake, Usher, Buster Rhymes, B. Ow, and more, as he said, I crushed nothing. We had intercourse except for, here's the thing, dissimilar to his numerous other dubious cases in this episode, Orlando Brown had no clue he was shot, so presumably this one was not so much for consideration. On the off chance that you get more familiar with the entertainer's story in Hollywood, it's simple to see that his life has been defaced by private battles and horrendous encounters, and conspicuous figures play had a critical impact in his present status. That there is a genuine decent possibility that what you've had to deal with has made you have some neurological disturbance. Pondering Orlando's excursion from Disney deer to newspaper installation, the hypotheses about the hazier side of popularity and fortune strikes a chord the entertainer rose to noticeable quality very early in life, featuring in darling Disney shows like that. So Raven anyway. As the shade fell on his vocation and the difficulties of adulthood coaxed plainly, Orlando was for all time rammed by the business mysterious life, and his evil spirits molded another public picture in manners he would never have expected after his stunning disclosures about being utilized as a toy for the majority businessmen. Another hypothesis that the quest for distinction and achievement frequently comes at a precarious cost, surface depicting a frightful image of the Hollywood life. Gracious, they're compelling individuals to not have the option to act naturally, but rather I'm perceiving every one of them, and that is completely false. This isn't. Whenever Orlando first was approaching with the stunning cases and dropping names in 2020, he hauled Scratch Cannon into a public contention when he shared how they had close experience, and the previous Disney star even partook in the demonstration. Likely around then, individuals ought to stand out to what Brown needed to say. I let Scratch suck my confidential part. Everyone realizes you did it as a female, yet Scratch, you sucked my confidential part. Scratch been sucking private parts, yet taking into account that Orlando was back in the titles with his various issues with regulation dislike. His cases were viewed as very tenable. Regardless of the advance notice signs, Orlando didn't quit spilling his reality on camera, uncovering more celebs and their personal experiences with them, and I was prepared vigorously by every one of them. They know I'm reality now after the openness of a few very strong hunters, and definitely I'm discussing Diddy here at sea. Mrs. Like Orlando made one more endeavor to sanitize Hollywood and dispose of threatening figures by uncovering their names. With the new charges zooming around the business, more individuals fundamentally have an impact on the manner in which they see his cases, and seems like fans begin to accept him As one individual composed, Orlando Brown came into the business as a kid. He's not insane, perhaps industry insane, on the grounds that they harmed him as a kid, yet he's not intellectually insane. I'll put cash on that. And another client remarked, Orlando ain't insane, the business painting him too. Be insane on the grounds that Orlando knows things since he was around these men. At this point, in spite of being marked as the business crackpot, Orlando exposed constantly the dreadful side of those he supposedly destroyed his life. Clearly what he has encountered as a teen proceeded to torment and drink him, and don't get me wrong, people, yet with each new assertion clearly the entertainer needed Ed to uncover the detestations of being a VIP has accomplished something, brother. Everyone's finished something, and the reaction of everyone around him. Well, he was depicted in the media as an insane fellow, and each time he was standing out as truly newsworthy, it was something portraying him in a terrible light, like who might at any point accept the person who was meandering the roads, shoeless and gripping a container of wine following 7 days in recovery, and yet as pessimistic titles about him were surfacing, he started to offer progressively flighty expressions in interviews, charging the presence of vile customs and savage figures inside media outlets. In one especially frightening meeting, Orlando referenced Diddy, recommending the magnate had exposed him to an upsetting encounter named as the Scarf Crush. You Diddy, you gave me the crush, you gave me the SM crush. Diddy. In one more meeting, Orlando dug into the disputable Balenciaga crusade, uncovering the wiped-out imagery behind the brand's utilization of panda bears. For certain people, these meetings filled in as an indication of Orlando's quick plummet into murkiness, and many individuals in those days didn't actually focus on what he was talking about. Nobody trusted his cases about getting physically involved with Diddy. Notwithstanding everybody realizing about the music tycoon's arrangement life now, with new allegations liming over Diddy, many are re-examining Orlando's words, saying that he's been coming clean starting from really beginnings. Sort out who everyone is. You can't mock me for not knowing, careful not deriding you. This unquestionably isn't whenever that someone first has attempted to make comparative cases about what's happening in the background in the music business, yet not very many individuals decided to accept it as it's currently being accounted for. Orlando Brown has imparted personal minutes to a few other notable figures like Boaz. Orlando guaranteed they likewise had somewhat to and fro. I ain't got a issue with Lil Bo G, got some bomb. A confidential part when Bo Wow made an endeavor to dismiss these cases as rubbish. It just gave Orlando earthy-colored more courage to twofold down on his remarks in a video he shared to the web. We ought to truly address the way that you got bomb private part. You gotta come clean with individuals. Wow, come clean with individuals, brother. Assuming that you got bomb private part, you got to embrace that private part. Yet Orlando wasn't done with a couple of names. He's actually uncovering the business only days prior. He circulated around the web again, subsequent to asserting he'd laid down with different men in the business, Diddy, as well as naming others. Diddy: Bow Wow, I'm bustin', my father sicked his baz companions on me. Orlando didn't appear to be in his best shape of late recently. He was found on camera getting removed from an